There are times when you have to act quickly, or something irreparable will occur. There are moments when decisions must be made instantly, as these decisions can affect everything. And right now is precisely such a moment.
We have decided not to wait for the 500,000 people to register on our website. The situation is developing far too drastically. It is no longer possible to wait or postpone. Extreme situations require extreme decisions. We are announcing the public rally right now.
Wednesday, April 21st at 7 p.m. in the central squares of Russian cities.
Once again, Wednesday, April 21st at 7 p.m. in the central squares of Russian cities.
Have you ever witnessed a person being murdered? You have now. You are witnessing it right now. And no matter how much we would like to shy away, not to think about this or change the topic, the fact that Alexei Navalny is being murdered in a terrible way in front of all of us cannot be denied. And each and every one of us, whether we want this or not, is facing the question, are we ready to do something to save the life of a person who has been risking his life for us for many years?
FBK, the Navalny's Anti-Corruption Foundation, celebrates its 10th anniversary this year. It has been 10 years since we gathered for the first time to tell you about the luxurious life of Russian public servants, the embezzling and torturous members of the United Russia political party. We have changed each of their lives forever by disturbing their cozy corruptionist nests. They have never liked it, and now they are simply furious.
For all these years, we have lived under extreme pressure. Numerous searches, arrests, criminal cases, account freezing, night interrogations, and relatives taken hostage. Nevertheless, even under such pressure, we managed to survive and then some. We published new investigations and our candidates won elections. This made Putin even more angry.
The stakes rose sharply last year when there was an attempt to poison Navalny with Novichok. However, Navalny survived and investigated his own poisoning. He spoke with one of his killers and returned to Russia to continue his political career. Putin just could not forgive Navalny for this and made Alexei his hostage.
Right now, Navalny is in prison and his life hangs by a thread. He is suffering from serious health issues, yet doctors are not allowed to see him. Navalny has been on hunger strike for several weeks at this point, demanding medical care. His condition is critical. We do not know how much longer he will last, but it is clear that the time to wait has run out.
On Friday, April 16th, the Moscow prosecutor's office filed a lawsuit seeking to declare FBK and Navalny's offices as extremist organizations. If we do not respond to this, there is no doubt that the court will satisfy this claim rather quickly.
And what does this mean? This means that, in essence, we will be set equal to terrorists. This means that anyone who says that I'm an employee of Navalny's office or an employee of FBK will go to prison for up to 6 years. This means that an attempt to continue our work, for example, to produce new investigations, will endanger the person with a 10-year imprisonment.
Just think about this. There is Hezbollah, an organization that is responsible for dozens of terrorist attacks. And yet, the Russian government invites Hezbollah to Moscow for official negotiations. There are FBK and Navalny's offices who actually seek compliance with laws in Russia, but that is no longer allowed. It is extremism now. Putin is ready to talk with killers as with equals, because he himself is a killer. But he hates those who fight for freedom and who want to live in a prosperous Russia, and in his hatred he has now reached the apex.
It is easy to understand why this is happening. The public's confidence in Putin is dropping, the TV is getting less influential, the standard of living is going down, the prices are going up, and the people are beginning to wake up. The rating of United Russia, the political party on which Putin relies, is dropping lower and lower, thanks to our mutual work, among other things. This is why Putin started his desperate attack against us.
Should we keep silent now, times will be most dire for all free people. Russia will plunge into complete darkness. Peaceful political activities will become impossible in Russia. Anyone who disagrees with the current regime will be declared an extremist. Anyone who disagrees with the fact that Putin and his gang of thieves have seized the power will be declared an enemy of the state.
It is a crime to expose corruption. Standing up for your rights is a crime. Speaking the truth is a crime. Anyone who wants to live in a free country is potentially a criminal. Those dissatisfied with whatever, from a hybrid war to ridiculously low pensions, is a criminal. When Putin decided to declare us extremists, he actually signaled to all of you. You are the dangerous people. You are the terrifying people. And we simply do not need people like you in Russia.
However, we need Russia. We want to live in a prosperous country in which there are no political prisoners, in which the government does not attempt to kill political opponents and does not torture them in prisons. We have nowhere to retreat.
We have nowhere to retreat. This Wednesday, the 21st of April at 7 p.m. local time, we call all people across the entire Russia to come out for a peaceful rally. Gather all your friends and come out onto central squares. Get to the largest city you can reach by Wednesday. From a district center to the regional center, from the Moscow region to the Manezhny Square in Moscow.
The life of Alexei Navalny and the fate of Russia depend on how many citizens will come out onto the streets this Wednesday. We need these 3 days before the rally to make sure that everybody finds out about the rally. Talk about the upcoming rally everywhere and with anyone you can reach. Hang leaflets near the entrances of buildings. Write posts on social media, call your relatives and tell them what is happening. Everyone, no exception, can do something now to save Alexei. Do not miss this opportunity, for there may not be another.
When Alexei Navalny was just starting his political career, he titled his blog "The Final Battle Between the Good and the Neutrality." Now, when Putin is murdering Navalny for the second time in front of the entire Russia, and when the government declares every opponent an extremist, we need to correct the slogan. Ahead is a very hard battle between the adequate people and an absolute evil.
If you do not want Russia to plunge into the darkness completely, you have this last chance to interfere.
Rallies will be happening worldwide, not just in Russia. Simultaneous and parallel rallies will be held in cities all around the globe on Tuesday, April 20th and Wednesday, April 21st. Aalborg, Atlanta, Georgia, Alicante, Amsterdam, Barcelona, Bern, Berlin, Boston, Brussels, Bratislava, Columbia, South Carolina, Copenhagen, Denver, Colorado, Detroit, Dresden, Düsseldorf, Hague, Haifa, Hamburg, Hanover, Helsinki, Houston, Geneva, Gothenburg, Krakow, Leipzig, Limassol, Cyprus, Lisbon, London, Los Angeles, Luxembourg, Madrid, Miami, Milan, Montreal, Munich, New York, Nuremberg, Oslo, Ottawa, Paris, Prague, Reykjavik, Rome, Sacramento, San Francisco, Seattle, Sydney, Stockholm, Tallinn, Tbilisi, Tel Aviv, Philadelphia, Valencia, Vancouver, Vienna, Warsaw, Washington, D.C., Zurich. Right now, if you have not already done so, you can and should search for this upcoming rally using Facebook if you are in or near any of the cities above. If you do not see an event like this in your vicinity, you can create it on Facebook on Wednesday, April 21st at 7 p.m. your local time. Come out, organize a rally on your own in your local city or town. Share this information among your friends using any and all social networks. Subscribe to our channel if you're interested in learning about events and political situation in Russia.